You know, when it comes down to it, animals are just going to do what the hell they want to do. Just animals being animals, marveling us every step of the way. Today we will go over 21 crazy animal encounters you can't unsee. I am your host, Curtis.
Charged and charged and charged again. And I think, and I'm sure, if I would have even flinched once and would have dropped the camera or would have run or turned around, Adrian would have said, well, this is obviously not the right man to make this film.
So this crazy man tries to introduce an orphan baby gorilla. Now the guy is standing there just feet away from the smart but powerful primates when one of them started to call for the baby. What happened next is crazy.
Casimir came and he screamed and just charged Adrian, and Adrian literally had no other chance than to drop the baby gorilla, because if he would have kept it, we all convinced that Casimir would have killed him, although he knew him very well for many years.
So the gorilla knew this man for years and years, but was getting ready to rip him apart over this baby gorilla. Like my black ass would have been like, hey bruh, what else you want? You want my wallet? You want my car? You can have it, bruh. Hell to the no.
看到没有？大猪会喂鳄梨，喂鳄梨，看到没有？哦呦，好多鳄梨哦！哦呦，鳄梨都游过来了！哇操，好大！哇操，看到没有？大不大，兄弟们？大不大？哦呦！
How many of y'all would sign up for this gig? Asking for a friend. Look at this. This has to be hundreds of deadly crocs that they are feeding. Somehow, if this were me, I'd probably be the one idiot to like slip and fall while I'm slinging the meat and ending up getting devoured. Insane.
哎呦，咁厲害個！那裡看到沒有？好多不多豬會那裡，丟！哦，亞麻爹，亞麻爹，快丟，快丟！亞麻爹。
I'm gonna have to get you to give me that.
Yeah.
Come here, man. My girl, huh?
They're treating this alligator like a Labrador retriever. Like, you fools do realize what exactly this is. He says they are friendly. Is that so, bub? Why don't you jump your ass in the water and give the damn thing a hug already? Let's see how friendly it is then. Humans are so stupid.
Come on, Roscoe. Hi. Hi. You, Roscoe? How you doing?
So this guy from a great channel called Country Critters, he like feeds raccoons and possums that live out by his house in all of his videos, right? Like, to me, feeding wild animals is a bad idea, and it's unsafe for the animals because they lose their fear of humans. Like, what happens when they go up to another person one day like looking for food, you know, and they just walk right up on you? You're gonna think they're trying to attack you. So, you know, nevertheless though, big ups to this, you know, very kind-hearted guy. Like, really nice guy. The thing about raccoons in particular is that once you start feeding them, they will start bringing all their friends and family along in the future. Look at the possum. It can't even believe its good fortune as it devours all these good hot dogs and cookies. So this man is just chilling with some pigs and almost gets destroyed by the baby pigs huge mother who is not happy with his shenanigans.
Come on, buddy. 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 Come on, buddy.
I'm not certain what kind of lizard this is. I suppose it's an iguana? Let me know down in the comments. This thing actually comes when it's called and greets its owner like a dog. Pretty amazing stuff. Like, I didn't know they had that kind of intelligence.
Home? Huh? Are you glad I'm home? Huh? Are ya? Are ya? Good. Are you hungry? Good.
This is a lowland gorilla from a reserve in Congo who, let's just say, was not pleased that these people were in his presence. And he let them know by throwing sand and fruit at them. Especially those who live in more rural areas, already know about bobcats and coyotes, right? But I've never heard of them actually encounter each other directly until this video. Despite the size difference, this coyote wanted absolutely no smoke with this bobcat, and like, I don't blame him. So this man dressed up in a T-Rex suit is a quite foolish man, to say the least. Look how he jumps on the back of the apex predator and, to me, risks his life. This is unbelievably stupid, if nothing else.
You're getting more attention than you want. You're about to get bit.
Some of y'all remember this infamous day in 2001 when one of the greatest pitchers of all time, Randy Johnson, who at this point was an older player and playing for the Arizona Diamondbacks, was then facing the San Francisco Giants. It seemed like a normal day until a dove became the unluckiest bird ever. I mean, did you see that? The pitch absolutely destroyed the poor dove, and it didn't have a chance, y'all. Like, RIP. But on the other hand, I gotta admit, this is kind of funny as, like, you know, in a guilty pleasure kind of way. Even though I do feel bad for the bird. Like, don't judge me. This gator was not happy in the least to see this truck coming through in its territory, and thus let it be known. Check this out.
Lisa. Oh, well, that's nice. Son of a gun.
Look at the raw power on this gator, and it's not even that big. Like, it took that bumper off like a piece of paper. I'm just glad it wasn't the man's arm instead. I gotta ask you, what would you do if you were driving down the street and saw rams headbutting each other? Now I gotta ask you what you would then do if one of them actually decimated your car like this. Like, I'd probably keep driving, to be honest, because if he could do that to my bumper, what would he do to my black ass if I got out the car? This man has nuts the size of wrecking balls. I don't know that there's any amount of money you could pay me to just sit down in this chair like this and get approached by an elephant that will smash the crap out of you and weighs more than 2 Chevy Suburbans. No way, no how. A gibbon is an Asian primate that is on the smaller side, but is still a powerful, smart animal. One day this gibbon was just chilling at the crib, and all of a sudden a squirrel ended up in his space. Uninvited at that. Rather than torturing the poor little squirrel, the gibbon actually ended up like nurturing the squirrel, almost like adopting it. Just a beautiful thing to see.
Jesus.
Jeez, I don't believe.
Fuck. Oh, just stay there, will you? Fucking stop jumping off. Oh.
So there is a boat that is in the ocean when they spot something crazy. So a very scared seal makes the run of its life to get away from some hungry orca whales, and he barely makes it on the boat. The seal looks so scared, and let's face it, you would be too. If he jumps back in the ocean, this pod of orcas is going to have a nice little snack. I'd be like, okay, bro, like, I don't want you to die and all, but you can't stay on this boat. Like, you got to make a decision. Maybe I would drive it a few miles out, hoping to get it away from the hungry predators. Like, in all my years, I don't ever think I've seen a cat actually catch a fish, let alone one of this size. Look at how efficient the cats are as hunters. Even house cats at that. Not to mention this cat looked like it waited like for the biggest fish and then pounced on it and then got it on the first try. Look, I gotta give this mouse an A for effort in its efforts to try to escape 2 cats. Like, at one point, I really thought it would get away. But once they zero in on the mouse, it was a wrap for the terrified rodent. An animal encounter you don't see as much is between deer and raccoons. Like, this buck seems to be at peace that it has to share its space with this band of raccoons. Eventually, though, the buck gets a bit annoyed and started to display its dominance. Thought number 4 was rare between like a raccoon and a deer? How about a pit bull versus a deer? The pit bull has to stay on its toes because if it slips up and doesn't move quickly enough, it's going to most certainly get stomped and gored by this young and much larger animal. Eventually the pit bull was like, wait a minute. I'm the damn pit bull. And it proceeded to do pit bull things. I've shown geese before in my videos, showing how aggressive they can be. Here is another one. You can be certain that this goose had babies around, like close by, and was not trying to risk anything coming close to its babies.
Well, this is a Wiesenfisch, huh?
Look at this big buck that is stuck in the snow several feet deep. Like, my heart honestly fell when I saw this because, you know, I'm like, man, this is not good. But luckily there were some skiers around that discovered the deer and went in on a rescue mission to get it out. They were able to actually even pet the wild buck without getting gored into oblivion, which was kind of surprising, but the deer was probably tired, y'all. Like, it ain't got time for all that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more great content. See you next time.
Okay. Do good, do great, and they talk bad on you. No need, no face, cause they're not factual. I won't stay too long here, I'm just passing through. I might hit the bank and get a bag or two. My mama asked me why you got that cash on you.